What's up everybody? Maine Fly Guys here with another tutorial. Today I am going to tie you a brown trout, sort of sea run brown trout fly that I had some good success with. So here, this is a size 4 B10S Gamakatsu stinger. Here I just have some ice dub and some olive, and you're going to start on the bottom. Alright, so you want it to be tied in on the bottom. And then what I'm going to do is pull it all back so it's facing straight back. Careful not to hook yourself. Once you get it facing back, just try to make sure that it's even on both sides. You can do this after, but I just get it over with now. Careful not to poke yourself when you're pulling your fibers back. It doesn't need to be super clean, you know, that's fine. The thread I'm using is Danville's 210. I think this is Wax Flymaster Plus, yep, and it's in red. So I'm just going to secure that. You don't want to get into the bend of the hook. You want to stay right before it. And so you're just going to have a little clump, not too long, just a little clump here. If you have any really long ones, you can come in and just sort of trim the bottom. You just want this nice little tag here. So the next step is we're going to tie in some tinsel, and this, I want the gold to be showing when I wrap it. So you're going to tie the gold facing away from you. Alright, so here's my tinsel, and I'm just going to get that caught in. So you want the gold facing away from you. There we go. And now I'm going to work back. Now there will be a little ball where you have tied in your dubbing right out back here, and that's fine. Right out front of the little ball is where I'm going to start my tail. And the tail is going to be this rabbit strip, this olive rabbit strip. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fluff up the material, just like so, that I'm going to tie down onto the hook. I'm going to take a clip, if I could get it here, I'm going to take a clip, alright, this is just a sort of a potato chip, and I'm going to grab those fibers. Alright, it doesn't need to be long, just about the length of the body. I'm going to grab those fibers, and then I am going to cut them. Alright. Put that aside for now, save it for later. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, I'm going to lay that body down on top, and I'm going to tie it in. And remember, it should be right out front of your little red ball. So that looks pretty good. Make sure that it is on top, because sometimes it can roll side to side. Now what I'm going to do is cut the tag end here of your rabbit strip right in the middle of that bead. And instead of cutting it short, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bodkin, if I can find one, take a bodkin, and I'm going to shove it into the bead. This will help, one, sort of stabilize the bead, and two, help make the body nice and uniform all the way up. So now I'm just going to continue wrapping forward, making a nice even coat. Now you have a uniform body all the way to the bead. So I'm going to work back. Depending on how long you want this pattern, this is where you can cut your tail. I don't want it too long, because if it's too long, then you'll get a lot of tail bites and they'll end up missing the hook here. So I cut it about 1.5 inches, not too far. I cut it about 1.5 inches, so I separate your rabbit where you want it. Right there is where I'd like to cut it. Cut it right there. You want it longer than your dubbing at the bottom. I think that you should cut the body right about where the dubbing ends. You get an extra 1/2 inch to 1 inch of hair that hangs back. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to just sort of beef up the red body a little bit. So I'm going to speed this up for you guys. Okay, so I've just beefed up my body a little bit, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go forward and I'm going to wrap my gold thread, or tinsel I should say, and I'm just going to wrap it around. Doesn't need to be perfect. There we go. And then catch it right at the head. Now I'm going to make a dubbing loop right here at the head. It doesn't need to be big, and you don't want it to go too far back. When I make a dubbing loop, I go around it twice, and that can cinch it exactly where I want. So you don't want a big dubbing head. I would say the area that I'm going to wrap it is only an eye length. It's pretty short. Take a little bit of wax, put it on your dubbing loop. Not a lot, just a little bit. Now you're going to take that little bit that you cut earlier from your rabbit zonker, and you're going to slide it right into your dubbing loop. Let it down tight, and then you can just let it go. And so you'll see, I don't have a lot here. I don't have a tremendous amount. You can spread it out a little bit. So that's pretty good. Should only be about 1 inch long. And then you just give it a nice spin. And what will happen is you'll get something that looks like this, a nice little brush. And then I just use my fingers and just pull it out. Some people use a Velcro brush or something like that, but for this I just kind of pull it out since there's not a lot of material. So then once you have it, just keep working the material backwards and start making your wraps. You should only need to make 2-3 wraps at most. It really shouldn't be a lot of wraps. That's good for me, and then I'm going to catch it with my thread right behind the bead. This bead is a Cyclops bead. It's 3/16 inch. Fits sizes 6, 8, and 10. I know this is a size 4 hook, but it just fits really well. And then I'm going to make a little collar, and then that's going to be it. Whip finish right behind it. Put a drop of glue, and this has been a brown trout killer. I don't know if it's the orange bead or the red body. I don't really know, but it's worked really well for me, and I hope it works really well for you. So a nice leechy kind of looking pattern that has really been producing well for me for sea run brown trout. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to answer below. Check us out on Instagram at MaineFlyGuys, and we'll see you next time.